Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have a video for you from Judge Baker in Texas. She is holding a child support hearing. So I'll just leave it at that and let you guys watch.
We are live on the record in cause number 15 FD 1390. This is a suit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage. It was filed by the Attorney General's office on July 18th of 2024. Mr. Staggs and Ms. Staggs are both present on Zoom today. This is a remote proceeding with all parties on Zoom, and I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code section 201.1045. And I find that nobody has filed any objection to proceeding in this manner. Mr. Staggs, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Robert Lowell Staggs.
Thank you. And Ms. Staggs, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Kimberly Jury Staggs.
Thank you. And can you both please raise your right hands? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You may lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office, please state your name.
Garabet Deckermansion.
Okay. And is this a contested hearing, a preliminary matter?
It's a contested hearing, Ron.
Okay. So before we begin, there's some housekeeping items. The first of which is I am an associate judge, so you do have a right to a de novo hearing before the referring court regarding any decision I make. You probably saw that in the waiting room. Also, nobody should be recording this. There should be no audio, video recording, photographing, or broadcasting of this or any court proceeding. And that applies whether you are here on Zoom or whether you're watching on YouTube. Also, please remember, even though you're in your homes, this is court. So please treat it as such. Please use civil and appropriate language. Generally, we take testimony where one person is asked questions at a time. If you're not the person being asked questions, please don't interrupt or answer for the other person. You'll both be given a chance to be asked questions, and you'll both be given a chance to speak as well, since it looks like you're both representing yourselves today. So just wait till it's your turn. Feel free to take notes. And lastly, just remember, I'm not with the Attorney General's office, so anything that you've given to them or told them, I don't have access to. All I learn about this case is what I hear through evidence, whether it's oral testimony or evidence that's admitted. So do be aware of that as well. And you may proceed, Mr. Deckermansion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I asked the court to take judicial notice of our filing, the suit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage that was filed July 18, 2024, and also the attached order.
It's not a complete order.
Yeah, the attached order that's not complete.
I take judicial notice of your filing and the incomplete order that is attached.
And the attached incomplete order has
this one actually might be complete. Usually they're not.
It does look pretty complete.
Yeah, this is rarity. So this is quite helpful.
On page 9, the child support was set based on minimum wage, $12.56.67, and Mr. Staggs was ordered to pay at 25% because there's 2 kids, in the amount of $266 a month. And in that order, mom was to maintain governmental health plan, and Mr. Staggs was to pay $56 a month towards the cash medical. And all of this was to start December 1st, 2015. And there has been no modifications since 2015. This is the prior order.
Okay. Do you take judicial notice of that prior order and those portions in particular that you just dictated?
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'd also offer into State's Exhibit 1, the pay record per the Family Code 157.162. I have given the pay record to both parties before this hearing started by email. And I also told them that I provided it through their emails as well.
Does anyone have any objection to me admitting that updated pay record as State's Exhibit 1 into evidence?
I don't.
And Ms. Staggs, do you have any objection?
No.
Okay, because no one has any objection, it is admitted as State's Exhibit 1.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, the state calls Mr. Staggs first.
Okay.
Mr. Staggs, can you state your name for the record, please?
Robert Lowell Staggs.
Mr. Staggs, you would agree that there's only one prior order that was signed back on November 23rd, 2015, and since then there has been no modification.
No, sir.
Okay.
I went to prison soon after that, so I've been gone since 2016.
And I was going to ask you about that. So,
Yeah.
you went to prison thereafter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when did you get released from prison?
Just this July 5th.
So, has your do you have a job right now?
I just started a couple months ago. I only get 32 hours at this job. It's all the job I could get at the moment. I stay at a faith-based halfway house right now, but I still got to pay $210 a week to stay there. So
Okay. Now you said that you make $32. 32. You said you work 32 hours a week, right?
that's right.
Okay. And how much do they pay you per hour?
15.
$15. Okay. And now your circumstances have changed since the prior order, right?
Yeah, drastically.
Okay. Now, whereabouts are you staying at? What city?
In Waco.
Okay.
I'm at a like I said, faith-based halfway house.
Halfway house. Okay.
Yeah, they're
Um,
currently taking one. I mean, I don't know if y'all already know y'all are currently taking like 112 out of each check right now.
Okay. Now, do you have any other children, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. So it's just the two children in this case.
Yes, sir.
And are you able to provide health and dental through your employer as of today?
No, sir. I got indigent insurance right now, which barely covers me. They don't even
Okay.
cover eyes or dental.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, pass the witness.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Ms. Staggs,
Yes, sir.
please state your name for the record.
Kimberly Jerry Staggs. Kimberly Jerry Staggs.
Ms. Staggs, there are child support arrearages and medical support arrearages in this case, correct?
There's what? There.
There's child support owed in this case, back child support owed in this case, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's child support medical support that hasn't been paid as well, correct?
Yes, sir. The state been paying that. Medicaid.
Ma'am, you're kind of coming in and out. Can you maybe get closer to your device?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, I'm not sure I heard the answer to your last question because it was muffled.
No. Yeah. They're on Medicaid. The state.
Let me ask you the question again.
Okay.
There's child support, back child support owed in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there's medical support owed in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
How old are your kids?
My daughter is 14 and my son is 12. He just turned 12.
And how are they covered today for health and dental?
Medicaid.
Okay. Now, do you have any safety concerns, ma'am?
Actually, yes, I do. I know that right before he went into prison, he had me and my children stating that he has nothing else to live for, that he told me that if my children called any man daddy, that he knows people out here. And
When
I
was
said,
this conversation?
ma'am,
When was that conversation? And again, you're stumbling in a little muffled still.
that that was before he went to prison.
Okay.
Okay. And I have been working with the the victim services. They've been very good help. But
Was she the victim of why he went to prison, Mr. Damajan?
no, I'm not. No, we were separated for 2 years before he went to prison.
Ma'am, do you know why he might have gone to prison?
All I heard that he's up in Campbell County.
I'm sorry, I didn't
With his-
understand that, ma'am. All you heard was what?
all I heard that he went to prison because he was up in Campbell County with the girl, ex-girlfriend from 20-something years ago. Because me and him been together for 20 years. Had been together for 20 years. So when he called my daughter a B word at 7 years old, I told him to leave. I did not want nothing else to do with him. So and then my parents, he was living with me and my parents. My parents told him not to get on or anything again and get high in their house, and he did. So they kicked him out, and he went up there to live with the girl. He went to Campbell County. That's when we broke up. We had been together 2 years. He
What
went up to Campbell County.
Mr. Damajan, is this before the prior order, after the prior order? I'm totally lost. I mean, I appreciate what she's telling me, but I don't know what the time frame is.
Yeah, let me try to clean that up, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ma'am, so did he threaten you right before he went to jail?
He
Can
threw
you
me right
clarify when he went to jail? Because that was
when
kind of a
he
loosey-goosey answer. I didn't know it'd be this important.
when he came when I let him see the children the very last time just to say
Ma'am,
bye.
ma'am, can you just listen to my question?
Okay.
They're one
Um,
word answers.
all right.
When did he go to jail? What year?
He went to jail 2016, I
Okay.
believe. I
And
can I
is
go ahead.
this the time that he threatened you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect.
Y'all let me
What
know
was
when I
the,
can say something, would you?
you'll get a chance. Remember, sir, I explained in the beginning that one person speaks at a time and one person gets asked questions at a time. So you
All
will
right.
definitely get a chance. Mr. Damajan, she was breaking up. I have no idea what the threat was.
Okay.
I
Ma'am,
couldn't hear him.
Yes.
what was the threat? What did he tell you?
He told me that if my children calls another man dad, and if and he said he has nothing else to live for, that he had someone on the outside he 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 told me that.
Okay.
And for 2 years I looked behind my back, and I'm just
I'm sorry,
that's
for
what
two
he told
years,
me.
what was behind your back?
I
If
looked
I'm
behind.
having,
I had to look behind my back for 2 years. That's what I don't. I didn't. I've been with this man for 20 years. I didn't know him anymore after what he called when I told him to leave. He turned into this totally different person. Towards me and my children. Okay, when he called my daughter that name, and he was mean to my child, my 3-year-old son, my 3-year-old can state that he was mean to him. I don't know why he would say that, but I'm just telling you.
So
And
what you're saying is that you were scared after this threat.
yes.
Okay. Now, the prior order was in 2015, and in the prior order, there was no non-disclosure of your address. Isn't that correct?
The dates are in my mind. I can't even remember when we got married, when we got divorced.
I'm
I
not
can't
asking you.
remember.
I'm not asking you for a date. So what I'm saying is your address actually appears in the prior order, correct?
Yes, sir, it does.
But after this order, after he threatened you, you're saying that you were scared after that, and that's the reason why you want a non-disclosure going forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Since he's
Councilman
gotten out of jail, has anything happened? Can we go in? Because it
Yes,
sounds like it's been a few months now, long enough that you filed this.
yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, so he has recently been released from jail and is in a halfway house. And since he's been released, has he contacted you?
No, sir, because he has no way of contacting me.
He doesn't know where you live?
Not that I know of. He shouldn't.
He doesn't know
No,
he doesn't know your phone number?
he shouldn't.
Okay. He doesn't know your email.
He shouldn't.
Okay. He hasn't contacted you or his daughters.
No, his son and daughter.
His son, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, not as I know of. He should not have
But
any of my information. No.
And
did
ma'am,
you
you say
communicate?
he shouldn't a lot. Is there like an order that says he shouldn't, or did some official say he shouldn't?
The victim services says that he shouldn't,
Mr.
and I
Damation, can
thought
you go
that.
into that? Because I'm not understanding that.
Yes, Your Honor. So, Ms. Staggs,
Yes, sir.
there is a visitation order and a prior order, correct?
Back in 2015, whenever we went to court, they took
Okay.
him to court.
So is there another order where it says that he can't visit or be around you after that order?
No, because he's been in prison for the past 7 years.
Okay. Now, the victim thing that you were talking about earlier, what is that?
See, I got mixed up there. I thought they were supposed to get a protective order, but I'm guessing now I was supposed to get the protective order. I
To the
thought
best
I got
to the best of your
so,
knowledge, is there a protective order in place right now?
not right now. It won't be. No, that's why I called the attorney general. They told me that we can cover this in court today.
Okay. So
When did
there
you work with victims assistance or the victim?
As soon as he, as soon as he, that's when.
So this was 15 years ago you worked with victims assistance.
No, I didn't work with them. No, ma'am. I wasn't working with them. I went to them to get help.
15 years ago.
No, when he went to jail, when he
Okay, I thought that was, what year was that again? That was 2015. I'm sorry, I might have the date.
16,
So 9 years ago, you went to
it's
see
been
them?
2016,
So like 8 years ago.
about 8 years ago, whenever he went in.
I don't know the dates exactly. Okay, so about 8 years ago, it might have been less depending upon the date. And I don't know the date he went to jail. I don't know the date you went to them. All I know is today's date.
Well,
You went
I
to
have to
see
look
the
it up.
victims division 8 years ago.
No, I talked to him by phone.
Okay, so you
Up
called them up
there.
about 8 years ago. Mr. Damation, can you elicit testimony on this so I understand what happened?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Staggs, can you
Yeah.
you said that you called victims assistance
Yes,
hotline
yes, on the hotline in Austin.
and I'm sorry?
Is this, it's through the Texas Department of Criminal Justice? I'm sorry, you can proceed, Mr. Damation. It doesn't matter.
I don't understand.
Ma'am,
I don't understand what you're trying. I mean, you can laugh all you want to, Rob, but you
Miss
know what you did and what you said to me. I don't want to talk to you. I won't even look at you.
Miss Staggs, can you please no sidebar.
I'm sorry.
Um, Ms. Staggs,
Yes, sir.
when did you call the victims assistance hotline?
As back in 2016, 2017, when I found out about it, the help they can give me, the references. But the whole point is, I just looking through my notes,
Mhm.
and I wrote everything down, and I had
Okay.
to find them. Since we moved, I haven't found all the notes and everything.
So
Okay.
at the end of your sentence, you keep dropping off, so I can't hear what you're saying. I'm
I
really
said
sorry.
I had to look for the notes and everything. I write everything down.
Okay.
I've written everything down from the moment that he had to come see the children till now. Okay, we moved since then, so I have to find all the notes. I can't remember all the dates. Okay, I
Now,
can
now,
give you. I got a letter from them not too long ago stating that he's coming out. He's been coming out of jail and where he's going to be. I mean, I got a letter. They give me letters. They send me letters. They send me text messages. All that.
now, Ms. Staggs, when you called this hotline, were you saying that you're in fear of your life, or were you asked? Well, answer that question.
Yes, I didn't know what he was meaning when he said what he said. I didn't know him anymore, so I don't know what he was capable of doing. Yes, I was.
Okay. And did do you know if they did some type of protective order or any type of document for your
Oh,
protection?
they got documentation. Yeah, I mean, I talked to them. I mean, they should. I don't know if they had the. That's a. That's where the confusion to me and from them. I thought they got the protection order. But when he got out of jail, they said you need to go to I need to go and get a protection order on
Mhm.
him.
And
And
was that your goal to get a protection order? Okay, you didn't contact
You
him
need to
to try to
answer.
get.
Shaking your head won't show up on the record.
ma'am,
Can you
I
can
don't
you
think you answered
respond?
that question. You shook your head, but it's not. We're recording this, and
my
when
hair
you
was
report, you have to answer out loud, whether it's a court reporter
okay.
or audio recording.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When
So
you
if you
when
can
you
answer the
con
question out loud, Mr. Dehamation, maybe ask the question again so we can get the answer on the record, please.
I will, Your Honor. Ms. Staggs, when you called the Victims Assistance Hotline, were you calling them for a protection order, some type of order to protect you and your family?
Yes,
Yeah. Did you want them to help you in any other way, like financially or anything?
yes. But I was getting TANF at the time. I was living with my mother. Um and I was getting everything that they need by the food stamps and TANF. So I asked their help.
So, ma'am, your intent was to tell them that you were threatened and you wanted some type of protection from the state.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, have you received any other from Mr. Staggs after this time in
No,
the rest of the time since he got out?
no, sir.
Have you had any contact with him after this?
No, sir.
Okay. So, this happened in on or about sometime in 2016, based on your the way you remember it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're requesting a non-disclosure because you're still in fear from this from 8, 9 years ago.
Yes, sir. I don't know what he's capable of doing.
Okay.
He's never wanted to pay child support. He's never wanted to pay me a dime. So I don't know what he's capable of doing to me.
Okay.
He's after me. He's after the children.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Hey, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, I recall Mr. Staggs.
Okay.
Mr. Staggs, when did you go to prison?
Well, actually, it was like February. I had got they calculated in 2016 because they gave me like 2, 3 months back time, but it was like in January 2017 or maybe February. Like that went to the jail, and then I didn't end up in prison until 2018. But I did time in the county. It's just not calculated in TDC till 2018. But I went to back into Como, like probably January, February 2017. They gave me 3 months back time to calculate it at December 18th or 16th, something like that, 2016. That's where the 16 comes from. But it's only 3 months difference from when, I actually was incarcerated.
And when was the exact date you got out?
July 5th
Of
Of this
2024.
year?
this year. I've been gone a while, 7.5 years.
And during this whole time, have you contacted Miss Staggs or your children?
I tried to contact her mom. I used to send birthday cards. I would send words through my dad. She always was calling my dad, hitting my dad up for money. Or, of course my dad wants to do something for the kids, but I finally started asking my dad to tell the kids that I love them and that I'd say hi to them. Now I see what she's been putting in their heads all this time. And none of
Boy.
that stuff she said
Ma'am,
happened.
please don't interrupt.
None of
Okay,
this
sorry.
stuff happened. None of that
Ma'am,
stuff
ma'am,
happened.
sir, please stop. Ma'am, please stop interrupting. Sir, please continue.
Yeah, none of that stuff she said happened, man.
Oh,
I saw her at a motel with the kids before we left, and then when we parted ways, we had it out because she tried to say something. She tried to say, "Well, why'd you forget your daddy? Ask your daddy why he forgot your birthday." And I didn't forget. I was kicked out. I was living in a place I didn't even want to stay at with an ex-girlfriend, but I didn't want to be on the street. So anyway, it sounds all soap opera. But anyway, we got out because I finally got to see the kids, and then she wants to try to stir up something between me and the kids. Nothing was like crazy said. We just kind of left. She went home. I went back to her sister's house, and then she started calling over there at her sister, saying she was going to call law because I knew I had a pending a warrant now for that charge that I'm here on. So anyway, that's all that stuff was. I don't know where she's getting any of that. She's just either, I mean, I don't even think she's paranoid. It's just a manipulation thing, or maybe she's using to try to get money from the state. I mean, I've never threatened anything. I already knew she was sleeping with her sister's husband, but at that point, our relationship was over. You know what I mean? I just wanted to see the kids. I haven't sent any threatening. I've sent birthday cards, things like that to the kids' house until they started getting returned, and then I didn't have no other way. I've known where she's lived at. I've never made that threat or anything like that.
Now, sir, I
My
don't want
God.
to. Sir, my next question is, I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything, but
Yeah, and ma'am, if you can
It-
please stop talking,
it-
it's very hard to hear everyone in this hearing. I don't know why, but when people talk
Okay.
over each other, it's truly impossible. So if people
Okay.
can please wait till it's their turn to speak, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm not hearing everything, and my ruling will not be based on all the evidence. So please let everyone speak.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
honestly, she seems medicated now. I mean, I was hoping maybe she'd changed by now, but obviously not.
Oh man, you got some nerve,
Ma'am,
dude.
You got some nerve.
I'm gonna mute you, which I don't like to do, but this is
Sorry.
not tenable. I can't hold your hearing this way. We might need to reset this to be live if y'all can't control yourselves.
Okay, sorry.
It's just pathetic she would even say that. I love my kids, and that's all I wanted to do. I don't care who she's with. I just want to be able to speak to my kids. That's it. And then when I finally get transportation, get visitation, I even wrote her saying try to be friends for the kids' sake. And I mean, I don't care who she's with. In fact, I'd rather the kids have some kind of father figure in their life than a bunch of women just raising them. So, her and her mom not being in any kind of way. But I had nothing against the whole situation. It just, I mean, I could make it sound worse. She took her sister's husband, but we won't go down that road. So, but anyway, it's just
What does
that
that have
her
to do?
making
Is
up
that regular, ma'am?
her making up this story about me and the kids.
Ma'am,
One more
driving
time,
me
you're
crazy.
stopping this hearing. I can't have a hearing like this.
Well, I'm
Is
in
it
Waco.
regular?
I can't drive down there. I don't even have a car. I'm trying to put my life together from down here at Waco. And I mean,
I could
I'm
just
right
deny
now.
this motion, and then all these issues go away. If people can't have a hearing, I can't rule. You all have to behave.
Well, I mean,
I'm
it's my
fine.
turn, right?
I can't look at his face.
It's not okay. Everyone stop talking. When it's your turn, it's not your turn to just speak. We're not at that point yet. Right now, Mr. Dehimejan is asking questions, and I haven't heard anything from Mr. Dehimejan in quite some time. So I don't believe there's even a question right now.
All right.
So I'm going to let Mr. Deformation continue to ask questions, but you all have to follow the rules of court. Otherwise, I'm denying this motion. You all have to, I can't have a hearing like this. It's not a free-for-all. I don't have a bailiff on Zoom. You can't drive down here. You know, I can only do what I can do for y'all. So you all have to help yourselves.
Oh
right.
my God.
Sir, what did you go to prison for?
An enhanced state jail of under.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? An enhanced what?
It was an enhanced state jail charge, usually carries 2 years, but they enhanced it to a second degree under.
So it was for, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this job,
or use?
Well,
Ma'am,
Can you describe that a little bit more?
it was, I was,
and
hello?
You have to wait for Mr. Deformation.
Oh, okay, I was making sure I didn't hear. I didn't
When
know
you're
if it
in
went.
court, there's pauses sometimes. You all have to be patient.
Okay.
People are looking things up.
now, Mr. Staggs, you said that the charge was enhanced. Is it because it was, that's why it was enhanced?
Well, my priors, I have priors.
What prior did they use to enhance the current charge?
I think a DWI and a burglary guy passed.
Sir, all I heard was DWI and like everyone's trailing off at the end. If you can make sure you enunciate at the end of your sentences, it would be helpful. I have no idea what else you said.
There's an old burglary of a habitation or attempted burglary of a habitation and a DWI had that they used to enhance.
And how old were you when you were charged with the burglary?
Oh, that was like 2003, I want to say, around the 2003.
Okay.
there's 2 of them.
I mean, if we want to talk about records, she's got some and stuff too. If she,
Oh,
Ma'am,
So, Mr. Staggs, is this job a permanent job or a part-time job?
it's permanent for now because I have no other way to make an income to pay rent or anything else. They still charge me $210 a week where I'm at.
Okay.
It's faith-based and they got classes and stuff, but you still got to pay rent.
And what do you do?
Oh, here we laminate sheetrock and boards.
So you're in construction?
Well, kind of. It's a warehouse where they laminate. They sell to construction. Like we laminate. It's kind of like putting wallpaper on boards or sheetrock. They use it to build cabinets, or you can like put walls in construction sites that don't need wallpaper. They already have designs on them.
Mm-hmm.
We just help run that show. It's a big warehouse. We all work as like a little team here.
Well, good.
I just started. I've only been here a couple months.
And this isn't a job that's going to end in a certain time, right? This is as long as you show up and you're doing good work, you're going to keep going with the job and hopefully get raises and all that, right?
God willing.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
okay. Mr. Deformation, have you been able to access any of these records to confirm any of this?
Your Honor, it has been confirmed that he does work for this corporation in Waco, Texas. But I don't I can't confirm his wages. I
was more concerned with the jail records.
Oh.
The state does not represent either of you. I'm going to briefly let each of you talk about anything else you think I need to know about your case. Actually, sorry, I have a question for you. She has said you were using back then?
Back then I was. I mean, we both had a toxic relationship. We both were using. You know, I mean, I ain't trying to drag either of us through the mud. She put me in this spot now. But we both had issues, and she's got just as much stuff as me as far as charges. But I wasn't even trying to bring any of that up.
Okay,
I was
sir,
trying
let
to.
me just point out, right now, what's only before me is your child support, your arrears, and whether or not she has a non-disclosure. Unless you're requesting a non-disclosure, then that's before me as well. But if you had concerns that she was using 8 years ago, that ship has kind of sailed. If you have
Oh, I
concerns
wasn't
now,
tripping on
you should
that.
contact CPS.
No, I
But
wasn't tripping on that.
this is, this isn't a place to come and just air grievances. And obviously you all had a volatile relationship. You all have many grievances. I'm sure we could probably spend the whole day here discussing them, but it's not going to be fruitful for this hearing in terms of the issues before me. You all might benefit from some counseling, but that's not what we're here for today. And so when I'm asking you these questions, I understand you're frustrated because she might have done things as well.
She's
But
lying too about the kids. All I want to do is be in communication with my kids and then deal with the amount of this child support. And that's it. I don't know where she got all this. I just want to be in a
is it possible you
relationship
were
with
on her when you were a officer and you don't remember?
no, no, not at all. I love my kids and she'd be quick to call the law. So I mean I would never threaten her. And if I did, she would already call the law. Promise you that.
And actually, ma'am, if you can, you're talking to someone, ma'am. I don't know who you're talking to. Can you unmute, please?
Hey, I was gonna ask
Sir,
too.
one moment, sir. I have a question for her, but she's unmuting.
I mean, I
Hey,
would like to
ma'am.
talk here too.
Okay, one moment, ma'am. I'm going to give you a chance. I have some questions though.
Yes, ma'am.
So when he threatened you back then, you knew charges were coming. You obviously had no love lost for him. There was obviously issues. You were concerned for your children. Did you call the police?
Yeah, well, I called the police when he was out and about, when my ex-brother-in-law had taken to Walmart, and he was in Walmart too long, so my ex-brother-in-law didn't know what he was doing in Walmart, and that's when I called the police, and he is close by my house. I did not know him. He's he is a good con man. Okay,
Okay,
I've been
ma'am,
with,
please just listen to the questions. So
yeah, I did.
around what I don't. Sometimes people tell me stories, and I don't know the background. So when was your ex-brother-in-law took him to Walmart? He found him in Walmart. When was
Her
this?
her sister's
Why
husband.
was being in Walmart, ma'am, sir?
Okay.
She's talking right now.
Yes.
Well, so if you can
So
keep in mind, I know nothing. So when you tell the story, it's very confusing.
let
So
me
if you can
finish.
clarify.
Okay. It's right before he went, is the night before he went to jail and got picked up because he violated his parole. He was taking too long in Walmart. So my ex-brother-in-law left him.
Okay, question. So the parole said he couldn't stay in Walmart for more than so many hours?
My brother-in-law took him to Walmart, and he was taking long, and he didn't go in with him because
So your brother-in-law did him a favor and took him to Walmart because he needed something.
yes.
Is that what happened? Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am. I tend to go forward, but he's gotten to the point where I don't want to fight with him no more. I I've dealt with my children, and my daughter she's been real sick. I've had to deal with all that. It was not my problem, not my issue that he made that decision to go and get in trouble of a Comal County with.
You have to throw all this extra dirty on it.
I'm talking.
Lies. You already
Sir,
know.
guys,
He had unmarked bottles. He's not telling the truth about his bad history. I've been with him 20 years, and
we're not going back in time except for this one issue.
I wasn't there, but I got two good children out of it.
Your Honor, I've confirmed it. So if I just go to 2000, I mean, he's got stuff from the 90s, but I'll just go to 2003. DWI first offender conviction, burglary of a vehicle conviction, resisting arrest conviction, burglary of habitation felony conviction, DWI second conviction, DWI third conviction, and I'm not even going to the 90s. No, it's a
So
long
those were
record.
all in the 2020s? Or I'm
Um,
sorry, those were all in the 2000s?
those are the most recent one is 2013.
And what was that one?
DWI third.
Okay. Do you see the thing he's talking about?
This one only goes to 13. That would and these are all out of Harris County. So
Was that a Como?
Como.
I think he said that. I
COMAL
couldn't do very well.
is
It was
Como.
COMAL County? I think he said that.
Camel County.
1 second, Your Honor, I'm almost there. Yeah. So it's what he said is correct. Less than one. It was a felony conviction out of Como County. It was in 2016.
Okay. And less than one went to jail for 7 years.
20.
Well, it's less than one, but they enhanced him. Let me look at I don't know if I can't pull up the indictment. If what he's saying is true that they enhanced him with his priors, then they would have stacked the years.
Okay. Can you ask Ms. Staggs questions about whether the police in the Walmart incident? I didn't follow it, so I think it needs to be broken down.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Staggs,
Yes.
when the year and the month did the incident in Walmart take place?
All right, there's no police involved, but I called. Well, I called and said my mom's when my Rick's brother-in-law left him because he didn't know. My brother-in-law was staying in the car. He stayed too long, but I can. It was right before Houston County for this last time in the 2016. I guess
2016. Very good.
Yeah.
And
Did you call the police?
It had been.
Because if someone truly kill you, which I think is what you're saying,
He didn't say me. He said he has someone after me. Okay, but I did go through that. I called the police. Everything. I've it's on record. He used to call up to. He would come to the visitation at McDonald's, messed up. There's a in League City. They called the manager called the League City when my children were little, and he has the order.
I'm going to give you a chance to speak right now, though. My question was specifically, the main reason you're asking for this non-disclosure, my understanding is because he threatened you. And the threat was someone would come after you. Did that cause you to call the police is my question.
No, he was out at Walmart by my house. So I don't know what
I'm sorry, he was out what by your house? I'm not if the device can get close to you.
He was out. He didn't go to jail back. He went to jail that night and he stayed. Yeah, he stole a bicycle. This is what I heard from League City. He stole a bicycle because my brother-in-law left him at Walmart because he didn't know if he was stealing something in there. He was out of the car, so he left him. He stole a bicycle that I heard from the neighborhood. I didn't know if he's coming over my house or if he's going where he's going. I was afraid of my life. I did not want him coming by my house, stirring up with me and a big dramatized because he was at my mom's house. He lived with me and my mom. He's a mooch. He lived with me and my parents are all for practically all of our marriage.
Okay, I'm going to let ask you questions, ma'am, because you're so emotionally involved. It's coming out jumbled, and I think Mr. Jahimasian can break it down for you better. Can you please help Mr. Jahimasian?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Staggs. So you in 2016?
Yes, right before he went.
Okay, and
the end of your sentences are still coming out really muffled. All I heard is right before he went, and it just literally stopped. I don't know if it's. Are you hearing more, Mr. Jahimasian? Is it on my end?
No, you're correct, Your Honor.
Okay, if you can make sure like she finishes her sentences because I'm not hearing everything.
Okay. Yes, he did.
Okay.
When I let him see the children the last time we went in a motel, That's when he said it in 2016.
Okay. And what did he say to you?
He told me that if I let my children call another man daddy or anything like that, and he said he has nothing else to live for, that he won't get someone on the outside.
Okay. So he let you know that he was going to get someone you.
Well, that's how I took it. Yes, sir. That's the only way I took it from him because, like I said, I didn't know the man. I didn't know him after he left me. After my parents told him to get out of the house
Okay.
because he was all messed up.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, back then he was on.
Yes, and
Okay.
he go he he go up to he got his CDL driver license. He is up there up in Alabama. He's banned from the Alabama. He's banned. He's no longer. He did 2 years in Alabama. The judge told him he's never allowed to be in Alabama again. So
Yeah.
he needs to tell the truth about everything.
All right, ma'am. Please listen to the question and only answer the question.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Um, when he 2016, did you call the police?
Um, no, not at that time. I called the police whenever he got left at he's closer by my he is closer by my house. When my brother-in-law, my ex-brother, called left him at Walmart because he's right there by my house, and that's where I fear the most when he said something to me.
Okay. So you did call the police.
Yes,
When when did you call the police? Not at the time of when he called the police later?
yes. I've told the police plenty of times.
How,
He's
how long
always
how
he's
long did
always
you wait before you called the police?
I can't tell you. I was supposed to get a protective order, um, but I dropped it because he went to jail. It's back in 2000, 15, 16. I dropped it. He went to jail anyway. So I
Okay.
just, I gave up because after
So,
2 years of looking me on my back, I said, screw it.
so you decided to not pursue it because he's in jail.
He's in jail.
Okay.
And I got with my boyfriend and we moved. So he didn't know where we moved to. And I
You're not afraid anymore.
I wasn't afraid anymore.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Can I ask one question whenever I can get a chance?
Who are you asking?
You.
You can ask. I'm not here. I can't give legal advice.
Okay.
So I'm not sure I can answer the question, ma'am, but you can ask it.
Okay. Say that why is all this prevalent for him to what is he asking to drop all the back child support or to see his kids or anything? Have you ever asked the kids if they want to see him? I never talk bad about their father. Okay.
Ma'am, I don't get to investigate. So I'm not
I
allowed to
don't
ask your children if
understand.
they want to see him.
But I don't understand what this is all. Is it the dog me? Is that what he's trying to do? What is this modification for? It's about the money, right? That's
Mr.
what I'm
Damation, did
asking.
anyone explain to her what we're here for
It's
or
about
why
the
you're
Yes,
money.
here
Your
with
Honor.
this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I did explain today we're here for modification of the support only and non-disclosure.
Yeah, and the problem is when you file for non-disclosure, it opens up a big can of worms in cases. So
Well, look how much he
that's
knows
why
it.
all this stuff is coming out.
Well, he knows it. That's what he has two children. He is supposed to be taken care of. He has not done. He told me he will not pay me a dime. I will never see a dime from him. This is what he told me at court. In
Oh,
that it's my parents,
today?
my
Today in
parents,
court?
the
He told
court
you
went,
this today?
no, he told me this in court when Attorney General took him to court.
This is them taking him to court again, just so you're aware.
The first time that he told me he will never pay me a dime, but he's paying me a little bit because he has to. He's on parole. He has to get a job, and he owes. So, I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. You know how hard it has been for me? Does he understand that my daughter has psoriatic arthritis? Does he understand that his children, he called his little princess at 7 years old? Okay. I had to live with that for years, and that ruined her. Okay. So for him to sit there and tell me I'm the best mother there is. My kids are well taken care of. But he is not going to sit there and dog me because he's the one who brought me into his world, and I got out of his world, and I got out of his world because of my kids. I don't want my kids to end up like him. That's my thing. That's my, and they won't act like them because they're smarter than him. They're brilliant. They're well good kids. And I'm not going to have them in their brain. I don't brainwash them. I never brainwashed them to say anything about the father. And yeah, my daughter's 14 years old, and she has her own. She has her own. It ruined her when their princess. That's her. That was her. And he you just don't know how many years of the years that you have messed my children up. They're and me. For you to sit there and lie to them about me.
Okay, so he said he made $32 an hour. I'm sorry, $15 an hour and works 32 hours a week. I'm going to find that it's been more than 3 years and his child support is going to vary by more than 20% or $100 a month. And so I'm going to modify his child support, finding his gross resources are $2,000 a month. And I'm ordering that he pay $56 a month cash medical beginning November 1st of 2024. I'm ordering that he pay child support to Ms. Staggs at $428 a month beginning November 1st of 2024. I'm granting a child support judgment against Mr. Staggs for the arrears in the amount of $37,348.69 as of September 30th of 2024. I'm ordering a medical support judgment for arrears against Mr. Staggs in the amount of $7,341.04 as of September 30th of 2024.
You want me to get proposed paybacks, Your Honor?
No, one moment, I'm working on it. It's just, we have so many screens and my screen's just sits. I'm ordering that he pay those back. I'm ordering that he pay the child support judgment back, rate of $186 a month beginning November 1st of 2024. I'm ordering that he pay the medical support back at a rate of $37 per month beginning November 1st of 2024. I'm going to grant the non-disclosure finding. And I'm waiving court costs. I'm going to recommend, but not order, that you all possibly go to counseling, do a parenting class. There's a lot of history here and there's a lot of emotions here. And if he's truly in a faith-based recovery program right now, ma'am, I know that there's a lot of history and it's very hard to get past some of these things. But you have children together. And so it might, for, wherever it leads, getting help might help with that in whichever direction it goes. And that is it. The Attorney General's office is going to draft the order based on my ruling today and send it to you both through DocuSign to review and sign off on, and then you'll be free to go. I do also want to remind you all that this is not a protective order. This does not modify visitation. It doesn't do any of that. It's just a non-disclosure finding. That's all they requested, and that's all they really can request. So there are other matters that might need to still be addressed somewhere else. So thank you both for coming in. They're going to help you back to the breakout rooms.
Well, the first thing I have to say is I think the mom had a few of some substance or another prior to this hearing, because she mumbled and talked like she had marbles in her mouth the entire time. Maybe she went to the dentist right before this, but I don't think so. I think she had a few of something. The second thing is, I wish the judge had put her foot down a little bit harder in regards to the mom talking over everybody, talking over especially when it was the dad's time to speak. I really did not like that. That she kind of just, she kept saying, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. But she should have said one more word and you're leaving. You're leaving. You're out. That's what she should have done, but she didn't. And she should have kicked her out. That's just my opinion. The third thing I wanted to say is mom definitely, over the past 7, 8, 9 years, has definitely poisoned those kids to their dad. Definitely. They were in the room. They were not supposed to be in the room, but they were in the room the entire time. She was talking to them. So I didn't appreciate that either. I think that was completely wrong. They're completely poisoned against dad, which I think is completely wrong. And I thought that when you were in jail, you didn't have to pay child support for the period of time that you're in jail or prison. So he would do well to get an attorney and maybe fight some of that, because I don't know what his arrears were prior to going to jail, and maybe that's what that is. But if I just think that is completely wrong, that he has to pay for the time that he was in prison, because I think that's wrong. I think that is inconsistent with the law. But each state has different laws, so I could be completely wrong. I'm not really sure. But he would do well to get an attorney and maybe look into it better. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.